If you're a vegan or vegetarian, you can absolutely use intermittent fasting, but it is crucial that you follow these 5 intermittent fasting tips. And the first one is to make sure that you're adding salt to your water during your fast. If you're vegetarian or vegan, you might be used to a slightly higher carbohydrate diet from foods like grains or legumes. So as a result, during your fast, you're likely going to experience an even bigger drop in that storing hormone insulin. This causes a lot of water and sodium to be released, and as a result, you can experience an electrolyte imbalance. And this can result in feeling headachy or low energy. But a really simple way to remedy this is just to make sure that you not only replace your water, but you're also adding in sodium as well. This can help to balance out those electrolyte levels from that drop in insulin. So this can be like 1/8 of a teaspoon of Celtic sea salt added to your water to begin with. Which if you're new here, my name's Autumn. I'm a certified clinical nutritionist with my master's in nutrition human performance. On my channel, I talk a lot about intermittent fasting and how you can use it to achieve your weight loss and wellness goals. So if you're new here, make sure you subscribe. Now, the second intermittent fasting tip for vegans and vegetarians is to make sure that you're picking the right type of protein. Now, obviously, this is when you actually go to break your fast. It's already easy to underconsume on protein when you are intermittent fasting because you're just eating during a smaller window and protein is so satiating. And you need to have enough of the right types of proteins to maintain muscle mass and to prevent bone loss. So great sources of vegetarian-based protein would be eggs, whey protein powder, Greek yogurt, or halloumi. And great sources of vegan proteins would be like tempeh or tofu or plant-based protein powder. There's even some plant-based yogurts like Kite Hill that are coming out with higher protein options. Just make sure if you're using those that you're using the unsweetened variety. And on top of this, you also want to make sure that you're getting enough protein. I actually have a video where you can calculate your protein needs. I'll have that link down in the description below so you guys can check that out. Okay, the third intermittent fasting tip is to pick the right intermittent fasting window. So as a vegetarian or vegan, you might want to start off with a slightly shorter fast. So even like 12 or 14 hours is a really great place to start, especially if you're used to a slightly higher carbohydrate intake. It can take a little bit of time to transition into using fat as fuel during the fast. For some people, it can be more instantaneous. For others, it can be about 2 to 3 weeks. And starting off with a slightly higher carbohydrate diet can result in a little bit more of those blood glucose spikes and dips. So during this transition period, as your body is getting better at using fat as fuel during that fast, you can start off with a slightly shorter fast to make that transition a lot easier. And then once you're more fat adapted and you're more metabolically flexible, you can extend your fast to 14, 16, or even 18 hours. Now, I also have a free intermittent fasting schedule quiz you can take if you want to check that out. I'll also have that link down in the description below. Okay, the fourth intermittent fasting tips for vegans or vegetarians is to walk after your meal. So walking helps to activate your muscles, which then helps your muscles to absorb excess glucose from the blood supply. This makes it so your body doesn't have to release as much insulin in order to get the blood glucose back down. And instead, that glucose can get directly stored into your muscles. Especially if you're primarily plant-based, some of the proteins you're going to be using are inherently going to have a higher starch content. So you can help to stabilize those blood glucose levels by even just going for a 5 to 10 minute walk after your meal. Now, the fifth intermittent fasting tip for vegetarians or vegans is to try having a smoothie for a break fast. What's particularly great about smoothies is that you can pack in all the nutrients you need or want pretty easily within that one meal, which means you can get those high quality sources of either plant-based or vegetarian protein in that smoothie. And on top of that, get high quality sources of fat and fiber in there to make it a complete meal. This is also something that you can blend in the morning, put in a thermos, and bring with you so that you can easily have something ready for you that fits your dietary preferences right when you're ready to break your fast. In fact, you can test out one of my favorite intermittent fasting smoothie recipes with this video next. Also, if you're new to my channel and you love this science-backed information, make sure you subscribe right here. Come out with new videos every Tuesday and Thursday. All right, guys, thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in my next video.